There are 50,000 species of spider in the world. Most are harmless. 8 are not. One of them lives in Brazilian cities right now. Another has no antidote. A third invaded 30 countries that never invited it. And the most dangerous one, no human has ever been bitten to confirm it. These are the 8 spiders that can kill you, ranging from the one hiding in your garage right now to the one scientists are still terrified to test. Level 1, the danger you know by name but not by face. The Black Widow. The red hourglass on her abdomen is not decoration, it is a warning. Nature spent millions of years developing that red pattern so that predators would recognize danger without having to find out the hard way. Humans are the only animals that ignore the warning. Her venom is a neurotoxin called latrotoxin. It doesn't destroy tissue. It hijacks the nervous system. It forces neurons to fire continuously and uncontrollably. Survivors describe the muscle pain as the worst they have ever felt. Her abdomen is 3 times larger than her head. The male is 10 times smaller. He doesn't survive mating. She consumes him afterward. It's not cruelty, it's efficiency. His body feeds the eggs. She doesn't attack, she defends. Almost every human bite happens when someone accidentally presses her against their skin. She has no interest in you. You are too large to be food. The problem is that she likes the same places you use. Crevices, dark corners, inside gloves, under pots, inside shoes that have been sitting still for too long. When did you last check inside a shoe before putting it on? The Redback Spider. She is a relative of the Black Widow. She came from Australia, and she did something very few species have managed. She spread across the entire world as an invasive species. She was found in Japan, New Zealand, Europe, the Middle East. She traveled inside cargo and shipping containers without anyone noticing. Every country she invaded had to learn to live with a threat they never invited. The female produces up to 10 egg sacs during her lifetime. Each sac holds up to 300 eggs. She doesn't need a male for this. A single spider can establish an entire colony. She didn't go to those places by accident. She went because humans created the perfect environment for her. Dry, sheltered, inside houses, in garages, in gardens. Level 2, the ones that live where you live. The Brazilian wandering spider. Her scientific name is Phoneutria. In Greek, it means murderous. She doesn't build a web, she hunts. This predator walks across jungle floors, across your porch, across your kitchen. She enters shoes, she hides in clothing, you won't see her coming. When she bites, the pain starts within seconds. A burning sensation that travels up the arm. In children, the venom attacks the nervous system differently. In severe cases, it causes respiratory failure. She lives in Brazil, not in a distant jungle. In cities, in banana trees, in cardboard boxes, in piles of wood in someone's backyard, someone you know right now. The antidote exists, but the time between the bite and the hospital decides everything. That is the detail most people discover too late. The brown recluse. She has 6 eyes instead of 8. That sounds like an irrelevant detail until you understand what it means. Most 8-eyed spiders depend on vision to hunt. The brown recluse developed a different system. She feels vibrations. She doesn't need to see you to know you are there. Her venom doesn't attack the nervous system, it attacks tissue. The bite often doesn't hurt at the moment. The next few hours reveal what happened. The necrosis starts at the center of the bite and expands outward. Tissue dies from the inside out. In severe cases, the wound can last months. In extreme cases, it requires surgery. Her name is not an accident. She is reclusive. She hides where you don't look. Folded clothes, old boxes, inside shoes. Most bites happen when someone puts on clothing that had been stored for too long without checking first. Level 3, the one science is still trying to control, the Sydney funnel web spider. Before talking about her, one number, 13. That is the number of confirmed deaths caused by this spider before 1981, 0 since then. What changed in 1981 was the antidote. She lives in Sydney, Australia, exclusively. You won't find her anywhere else in the world. When threatened, she doesn't run. She stands up, she raises her front legs, exposes her fangs, and waits. Her fangs are long and rigid. She bites deep and doesn't let go. She ensures the venom enters completely. 13 deaths and then silence. That's not luck. That's science arriving late. The mouse spider. The name comes from the behavior. She doesn't wait. Instead, she actively hunts by sensing vibrations in the ground and following the source. Her venom was considered for decades as potentially dangerous as the Sydney funnel webs. After further research, scientists discovered it's chemically similar but acts differently inside the body. The Sydney funnel web antidote also works for the mouse spider. This was discovered by accident. A patient bitten by the mouse spider was treated with the wrong antidote and survived better than expected. She spends most of her time underground. She emerges primarily after rain. Sightings coincide with the period when people are in the garden, working in the soil, not realizing what is beneath them. Until now, we have dealt with spiders that science knows, studies, and can treat. The last level is different. The last level belongs to absolute anomalies, the ones that break every rule you have learned about danger. Level 4. The absolute anomalies. The Goliath Birdeater. 28 centimeters across, half a kilogram in weight. Its fangs nearly 3 centimeters long. The largest arachnid in the world. Its venom is comparable to a wasp sting. That is not a relief. It is the most disturbing detail on this list, because the Goliath Birdeater doesn't need venom to be dangerous. When threatened, it rubs its back legs against its abdomen and launches a cloud of microscopic hairs into the air. These hairs penetrate skin, eyes, and the respiratory tract. They cause intense irritation that can last for days. In contact with the eyes, they can cause permanent damage. It also makes sound, an audible hissing produced by its legs as a warning. You will hear it before you see it in the darkness of the forest. The largest arachnid in the world developed weapons that don't depend on venom. That says something about what nature considers truly efficient. And then there is her. But the anomaly within the anomaly. The six-eyed sand spider. This is the most dangerous spider you have never heard of. She lives in the Namib Desert in Africa. She buries herself in sand until she almost completely disappears. Only her eyes remain visible. She waits. She can wait for days. Her venom doesn't attack nerves like the black widow. It doesn't attack tissue like the brown recluse. It attacks blood vessels directly. It causes internal hemorrhage. The vessels stop functioning. Blood stops clotting. There is no antidote. There is no specific treatment. In studies with animals, small doses cause death within hours. And now, the most haunting detail of all. There are no documented cases of human bites. None. Zero. She lives in one of the most inhospitable environments on Earth, far from any significant human population. Our toxicologists consider her venom potentially the most lethal of any known spider, and no human has ever been bitten to confirm it. She is the only animal on this list that hasn't yet shown everything she can do. 8 spiders, 8 venoms, 8 reasons to check inside your shoe before putting it on. The one that warns with red and nobody listens. The one the whole world received without asking. The murderess of Brazilian cities. The one that destroys tissue without immediate pain. The one science saved in 1981. The one discovered by accident. The largest that doesn't need venom to be dangerous. And the one that hasn't yet found the right human to show what she can do. None of them attack out of malice. They do what they were built to do over 400 million years. They were here before us. They will be here after us. The problem was never the spider. It was always the shoe sitting in the dark corner for too long. If this disturbed you, the next dark passage will be worse. Every Deadliest snake explained. What the venom does to your body from the inside. This has been Dark Passage.